Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to the show Rick James once called an amazing excuse to rock out. It's the 42 Show.
Rockety, rock, diddly doos to you all. And in our Olympian-sized pool of news tonight, we've got not enough bodies, too many bodies, some bodies with the wrong chromosomes. We have news from Ukraine, some good news for a change. We have a dinner fit for a king. And talking about dinners, we're going to ask the question, do lemons go with eel? And we got some tech news, and starting with some tech news, we got an interesting story I haven't looked at yet because I can't wait to hear what Dick has to tell us about this. Go for it, please.
Well, sometimes you got to get these things over with. So we're going right into the deep end to start with here. This human piece of crap is a beach volleyball player. He plays for the Netherlands, and he's a convicted rapist. Not just a rapist, but a child rapist, a 12-year-old girl. But do the Netherlands care? No, because winning the Olympics is more important. So he's on the team. He hit the field, the beach, whatever you call it today, to a resounding round of boos. Because, well, he's human garbage and should be treated as such. He did all of 1 year in jail for raping a 12-year-old girl, for God's sakes. But then we switch over to this story. Now, I'm not coming in with opinions on this because, but we just want to cover it briefly. So a former Olympic boxing champion has called out the whole Olympics over this thing where the trans woman boxer on the right clobbered the boxer on the left in their women's boxing match, and the girl on the left was just like, I'm done. So Clarissa Shields has called out the Olympics. She's a two-time Team USA gold medalist. You have to go through so many different international tournaments, country tournaments, all these events to even make it to the Olympics. It takes years. So she says she can understand the devastation, and it shouldn't be ruined due to gender politics. And she really thinks the Olympics has screwed up big on this. At her first Olympics, she was 17 years old and wasn't even fully developed as a woman. She's like, I can't even imagine getting in the ring with somebody who has that much more natural physical strength and so on. We have the girl, Karini herself, said after the fight, I'm heartbroken. I went into the ring to honor my father. I was told a lot of times that I'm like a true warrior, but I had to stop for my health. I've never been punched like that before. After the second blow, I've got years of experience in the ring, she says, and a lifetime of fighting. That was it. It was over. There was no way I could continue. Now, in boxing, you're matched by, weight classes, but they're supposed to be done to make sure that strength is pretty much even and talent is the deciding factor, right? Just a little thing to throw in there. So there's a little bit of a social media response to this as well. Now, I know this one is a little bit iffy when it pertains to trans issues in general, but Christy Burrows, the head of Safe Sport Unit at IOC, gave a tweet today about how they have the most comprehensive package of mental health and safeguarding initiatives than any other Olympic or sporting event in history. And J.K. Rowling comes in with a young female boxer has just had everything she worked for and trained for snatched away because you allowed somebody to get in the ring with her that shouldn't be. She said it differently, but I'm not repeating that. She said,
if she said it like that, exactly the way you just said it, I would be the first time I totally agree with her. But
I know, but she was, who she is. She was worse,
I know,
right?
I know.
But the point isn't, the point, I'm trying to get to her point without her rhetoric, right? That's what I was trying to do. Now we have another one here. Sharon Davies, MBE. I think she's a swimmer from Britain. Come on, world media, stop being complicit in the charade. No males, no matter what they call themselves in sport for females. They're welcome in sport for other males. They've always been included, just not where they get an unfair and dangerous advantage. Now, I'm not going to keep reiterating them anymore. I'm going to say what they said. Martina Navratilova, the girl who came into women's tennis 70s and 80s and took the rule book and destroyed it by her own sheer force of will, agreed with J.K. Rowling, saying exactly right. This is all on IOC and those in power who make the rules. It's a travesty and makes a mockery of all Olympic sports. April Hutchinson said, truly heartbroken. Reports are saying that she was yelling, "It's not fair," and this isn't right, when she went down on her knees in the picture you're seeing there. Hazel Appleyard, another pro sports or Olympian. I can't remember all these people who they are now. She says Angelina Carini had her Olympic dream shattered by a male boxer. Hazel's words: "It is suspected that her nose is broken. Don't let this pass quietly. We have to save women's sports." And another one, Lucy Zellick, another pro women's athletic person. "Shame on everyone who allowed this to happen. And finally, shame on those of you who have the audacity to defend why this should happen. This isn't women's sport. This is a disgrace." And it just goes on and on and on. These aren't people who are stepping up because they want to play gender politics or anything. These are people who were professional women athletes saying, this is stupid. So yeah. I bring this up in this way because maybe is there more to the discussion about you transition to being female, now you play female sports? Maybe there's more to this discussion than we've gotten to already. And maybe everybody flipping out about gender politics should calm down a bit so we can get to, a more realistic discussion. Yeah, so that things can actually be done. But if somebody is that much more powerful in the same weight class, I mean, it does happen once in a while. Mike Tyson kicked the crap out of people in the first round a few times, but that's heavyweight where it's something and over. These are the lower categories where you have a very slim little weight class to be in, and this person feels like even that she got to the Olympic level, there's no hope. Why even bother? That's not what this is supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you brought it up, succinctly, before, without even talking about gender politics. This is dangerous. This is absolutely fucking dangerous for that, that young, athlete to have been taken pummeled like that. Dangerous, wrong.
Boxing has never been about one person so much tougher than the other, just kicking the shit out of them. It's supposed to be a technical sport.
Well, if I did ever see that other woman, though, on the streets, I would love to kick her in the nuts. That's all right.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, I'm sorry. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's maybe the corpse of the Olympics could help the people in your next story.
Yeah, because this is an interesting story that's coming out of Scotland, because there's a significant rise in the number of medical students in Scotland has led to a shortage of cadavers, not enough dead bodies. This issue has resulted in the cancellation of university training courses by surgical colleagues due to the high demand for bodies. They should be eating more kebabs, I think. Scotland started eating vegetables. Something's gone wrong. The University of Edinburgh is particularly affected by this shortage. The increase in medical students, which has reached 5,930 in the last academic year, compared to 5,645 the previous, and 3,000. Well, just under 4,000 the year before that. So the demand for cadavers has gone through the roof. The growth is part of an effort initiated by the Scottish government in 2016 to address a doctor shortage by increasing medical school places and prioritising the recruitment of Scottish students. Yeah, but despite the inspections at several universities, including Aberdeen, Dundee, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and St Andrews, revealing that anatomy departments are functioning at high standards, the limited number of accepted cadavers, 290 over the academic year, with 178 rejections. I'm wondering about this, the rejections. What? Just to bring these cadavers in and go, oh, I'm not quite dead. You're not fooling anyone. What's going on? What's going on there? How do you reject a dead body? It's not good enough.
That penis is much too small for our studies.
It's weird. Anyway, so Professor Findlater pointed out that the demand for bodies in an already affecting the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh, as the colleagues must prioritise their needs behind those of medical schools. The shortage is exacerbated by the necessity for all 5 medical schools in Scotland to meet the increased requirement for cadavers, vital for teaching the growing number of students. Now, in this article, it follows on: is that how can you hand your body over for scientific research? So I think they're looking for volunteers. So if you fancy being tickled by a Scottish surgeon, just get in touch, and I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige. Just make sure you're a little bit dead, just a little bit.
Yeah. You gotta sign on the dotted line that you won't get better in the next 30 days.
Oh, dear. Actually, I know there's a lot of stories about bodies and surgeons in my stories tonight. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put my white coat on and carry on.
Oh yeah, we need a sound effect for the snap of the glove. So are you tired yet of companies treating you like an open wallet or an open purse and just deciding that they need to make more and more profit off you for the same products, usually cheaper made than they were before? Well, if you're not tired of it yet, here's another company for you. We got Logitech stepping into the ring now. They are a very popular manufacturer of keyboards, mice, and gaming controllers and all kinds of computer peripheral crap and whatnot. And they're discussing the possibility of selling a forever mouse.
Well, is that like an everlasting gobstopper?
It's a little pet you put in a cage and it just won't die. So yeah, speaking on July 29th here, Logitech CEO said members of the Logitech Innovation Center, keep that in mind, showed her a forever mouse and compared it to a nice but not super expensive watch, right? I'm not planning to throw that watch away, so why would I be throwing my mouse or keyboard away if it's a fantastic quality, well-designed, software-enabled mouse? The forever mouse is one of the things that we'd very much like to get to, right? So the challenge, she admits here, is finding a business model that supports the idea without requiring an exorbitant hardware price. So, stuff would have to change some, and, you'd be looking at like a couple $100 to buy the mouse, right?
Right.
Right. But the forever mouse would be, wait for it, subscription based.
Hey!
Right, because instead of going to the store and buying a mouse for $65, I would much rather pay $24.95 a month so that my software could be updated. Oh, right, it already is. Logitech already update their software for us. But now they're going to just, thankfully charge us for it. Now, this isn't coming out like tomorrow or anything, because first they're going to have to redesign the products, because nobody's just going to start paying monthly for the product I can just spend $65 for on the shelf. So they're going to screw around with their stuff. But you wait. Logitech is going to get really, really crappy about this quick if they're already looking at a computer mouse as a subscription item. It's going to get really bad. Really bad.
Are you on the left? You want a left button click? Oh yeah, I can pay extra for that.
Yeah. Oh, sir, with like a palm rest. Oh yes. No, the sale was last month, so they are $80. It's going to be a month. We got some shout outs to catch up with here. So we got Bob Doggy in. Today's coffee that wasn't to be. Good to be back. Good to have you back, Bob Doggy. Papa Dutch comes in. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, my son loves that one, actually. Papa Dutch again. I'm still not going to shave my back. Even if she asks nicely, stand your ground. Papa Dutch, a third time in. The musculature is self-evident. Yeah, okay, that goes back to what we were talking about there. there was a few people in the chat saying, "Oh, it's not actually trans. She's or he's she's I can't remember the word now." And I did hear that once in one of the articles, but these articles were picked this morning, so there's probably fresher ones correcting that to be more accurate. My bad, no offense was meant. I'm just, trying to,
and that's why we're just reporting on it rather than discussing it too much.
Yeah, I did like a few people's thing in the chat. There was a paragraph I didn't get to where the champion American boxer did say, couldn't we just add a third category for people? Something to worth talking, maybe. Papa Dutch comes in with another $5 super chat there. So far, oh God, LGBTQ ... are not greatly concerning. But what if somebody succeeded in becoming a true hermaphrodite? Sounds boring. Dude, thank God they're on the screen. You know they're not my words, but I know what you're getting at.
The algorithm won't know that.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. I just can't get away from it today.
Thanks for demonetizing the show.
Where are we? Oh, right. You're on the beach.
Oh, yes. Oh, hang on. I've lost the story now. Yes. So, we're talking about more bodies because in a bizarre incident in New Zealand, a woman named Alice, doesn't really matter what her name is, called the police after she discovered what she initially thought was the headless body of on the beach. Only find out it was a very, very realistic sex doll.
Somebody was really giving her on the beach that night.
Yeah, I wonder how she know how realistic it was. What did you check it? And so where was it? Yeah, she was walking her dog. She was out dogging when she came across the figure. She had been feeling uneasy due to finding 2 dead goats on the same beach a few days earlier. God. Well, they sex goats, which added to her distress. And she approached the form. She approached the form that the dog was sniffing. Cowdery was shocked to see that it appeared to be a woman's torso, complete with realistic fingernails and toes, but without a head. Yeah, very realistic.
Overcome with fear. In the sand.
Well, yeah. In another picture, it's on the way up. So I don't know. The dog must have sniffed it a little bit too hard. Overcome with fear, she ran to find a cell phone reception and called the emergency services. Quick, call what the emergency services for finding a sex doll.
Why did they lose one?
When the 3 responding police officers arrived, they too initially believed the figure was a real body. It was only upon a closer inspection, given a probably good kick, they realized it was a sex doll. One officer nudged the doll with his foot, and when it turned over, the lifelike features confirmed it was indeed a sex doll.
To deflate.
Yeah, he just recognized the model. I've got one of those. Anyway, the woman expressed relief upon learning that it was not a real body, though she felt embarrassed about calling the police. However, the officers reassured her that she did the right thing. The doll was heavy, requiring all 3 officers to drag it to their car, where they all had to go. The origin of the headless sex doll remains a mystery. The woman has speculated that it might have been stolen, noting that such dolls are expensive, and it seemed unlikely someone would simply abandon it on the beach. She seems to know a lot about sex dolls. The police
probably was caught by his wife and ran off.
He took it to the beach for a little, a romantic session on the beach. Yeah, the police declined to comment on the incident, saying that they're going to be focusing their resources on more urgent matters. Brilliant.
Hadji in the chat. It looks kind of full.
Yeah.
That almost killed me. We got a shout out in. Demetrius Ziganovas comes in with a $15 direct donation. No less than the Beer Fund. Did you know Lithuanian is one of the oldest languages in the world? I actually didn't know that at all. Good shout. Good shout.
Older than Latin.
Well, probably a derivative, or like Latin came after, right? So I don't understand the idea of carrying a heavy sex doll to the beach and leaving it behind. I'm still confused.
No, seems like a waste of money.
Yeah. Oh, great lead in. Speaking of a waste of money, we got news from Xbox, Microsoft. Their sales are down a whopping 42% year over year, just for the quarter ending in June here, right? The massive drop continues a long slide for Xbox gaming hardware. Year over year declines in the last couple, or 6 of the last seven quarters. Right. So not doing well at all. It's estimated that they sold maybe 900,000 units to like millions for the PS5 or whatever Sony's selling these days. Microsoft no longer shares raw console shipping numbers anymore, though. But let me just scroll down. There we are. Aside from hardware sales, though, Microsoft's gaming content and services revenue up is a healthy 61% year over year. So they've hardly sold any new boxes, but they're making a huge chunk more money on selling you things to use with the boxes, right? And everybody knows games are more expensive now. All the monthly plans have gone up and whatnot. Microsoft has made 61% more than the same quarter year over year. And they've only sold maybe a couple million systems during that time or some shit. It's really, really an obvious greed grab, right? And so, yeah, like with these falling hardware revenues, you can see why they're pumping it up on the other side. This also comes with that acquisition they made, right? And so, they're encouraged. Like they were really happy about this, talking to the investors and whatnot. Oh yeah, look at how much money we're gouging them on monthly services and stuff. Oh, this is amazing. I mean, these guys are openly just bragging about ripping people off now.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They barely did anything to get this 61%. As any gamer on the Xbox will know, the plans have gotten a lot more expensive, but what have they given you for it? Nothing but less money in your wallet. Hooray for Microsoft.
Well, I mean, it's a service, I suppose, isn't it? If you've got less money in your wallet, your trousers last longer.
Yeah, my proctologist is a service too. It doesn't mean I have to like it. But I don't pay him a monthly fee to stick his fist up my rectum.
Oh, dear. Talking of which, we should jump on a couple of my stories and get to this one, because you'll know which one I'm talking about when I get there. It's a couple of stories ahead, but a man is lucky to be alive after he plunged a sizable live eel inserted into his anus with a lemon. Actually, that looks like a lime.
The lemon for him or the eel? I mean, what's going on here?
Hang on. What's wrong with journalism today? That's a lime, not a lemon. Surely.
Yeah.
Or is that what happens when you stick a lemon up your rectum? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a surgeon. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens to lemons.
That's a defiled lemon.
So, what is unclear what the 31-year-old Indian expat was hoping to achieve with this horrific act. We know what he was trying to achieve.
Look at okay, I won't keep this one up for long. Look at this photo. It's like fresh from the market.
Yeah, you could have that with your, a nice margarita later. Yeah, so he ended up in hospital in Vietnam. Traumatized medics at the hospital spotted the 26-inch long eel in an X-ray scan, which the bloke had shoved up his bum earlier that day. The X-ray revealed a long bone-like structure That was an alien in there, which extended across the patient's abdomen from right to left. What do you put it in sideways? Hang on, I'm not too sure about that. In an even more horrific discovery, doctors determined that the pain was caused as the eel tried to chew its way out of the man's digestive tract by biting through the large intestine.
Oh, that's so wrong. That's why people used to put muzzles on gerbils, you moron.
Muzzleless an eel. Put it in backwards. In another revolting yet puzzling twist, as medical staff tried to removing the fish with a probe, also inserted to the man's anus, the team discovered the chap had popped a whole lime, not a lemon, into his rectum as well. Surgeons had to cut through the abdomen to remove the eel with forceps and work the lemon back through the man's anus until he pooed it back out. They then stitched up the hole, in his intestine. The man now has to live with a colostomy bag, and medical staff say he would have died without intervention. Well, no, they died laughing, I think. But hospital deputy director of the Center for Colon and Rectal Surgery, Dr. Lee Nat Hoy, he would know, people should absolutely not insert animals into their anus to create a strong sensation.
Like anybody needs to be told this. What the fuck?
Yeah, that sort of instruction should be tattooed on your bum at birth. Hoy added that while removing foreign objects from patients' anuses are a familiar surgery, this was the first time the team removed a live animal from one. Yes.
Evolution should have had like a warning label installed, man. What the hell?
Oh dear! God. We had to get that one in. We had to get that one in, as the man said when he got the eel out.
Yeah. We got Papa Dutch in for a super chat here. Xbox has always been notoriously non-upgradable. Xbox is, it's Microsoft. I'm kind of anti-Microsoft. So if I was buying consoles, I usually go the other way, but I don't even bother. But you're not wrong. Let's see here. How long do I got? Oh, we're good still. Okay. So from the Ford Mustang to the Ford Focus, Ford's got some seriously popular cars on the road. But do you want to be buying Ford for much longer? A newly discovered patent suggests Ford is working on a way to allow your car to snitch on you and others for speeding. Traffic police, this is a quote, traffic police typically face various types of challenges when dealing with speeding violations. Among these challenges is a need to quickly and accurately identify a speeding vehicle and take responsive action, the patent description reads. It is desirable to provide systems and methods that assist traffic police and or other law enforcement officers to perform such tasks. So, the patent details a system in which cars can be fitted with camera systems that allow them to monitor each other's speed in the road. So if your car spotted a nearby car breaking the limit, it can rat them out and it can rat you out, right? I don't know about you, but there's no way in hell I would buy a car that even plays to this. To be totally honest, I'm so against all this tracking and whatnot that goes on with modern cars. I wouldn't buy a modern car that's going to sell my information to advertisers and stuff. And every company does it. So I wouldn't even. I'd be buying an older car and just do the maintenance and keep it going well. So, this could go to insurance companies, law enforcement, and so on and so forth, and just be an absolute disaster. And this is the kind of thing that local, regional, and federal governments might start looking at and going, ooh, that's cool. Can you imagine if this is mandated into cars? There's no way I'm driving one of them. You get that shit out my driveway. No way.
I mean, next, not only will we be telling everybody that you were speeding, they'll be saying, you know what? He was wearing odd socks with sandals on as well.
Yeah. Wow, that girlfriend of his is dirty in the back seat. Like,
Check this video out I captured of them.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, not good. Not good. It's just getting worse and worse. Privacy is lost now. And all the companies seem to just go, well, it's not legislated that we can't.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the age we're in now. If it's not legislated that you can't, big business will do it until all of us collectively call them out for it, or it's legislated away. This is not the way it's supposed to go. Do you remember back in the day when the customer was always right? Yeah, that's so far gone. It's not funny.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple more super chats to kick in there before we move on to the next one.
Yes,
I go backwards.
We got Papa Dutch in for another one here. Do you really need a tattoo on your butt that says no rodents? It's starting to get to that place. I mean, seriously, eels. Look it up after the show. Eddie Murphy did a song called Boogie in Your Butt way back in the early 80s. And it's a hilarious song about sticking things in your rectum. It's fucking funny. Check it out after the show. Boogie in Your Butt.
There's only one thing you're supposed to stick in your anus, and that's another man's cock.
Yeah. Do it when you.
I read that in the Bible somewhere or something.
Do it when you love it, or the day that you need it. I mean, I don't know. Are you going to the Bed Bash and Smash here next, or where are you going?
Wait, with Bed Bash and Smash? What's that?
Yeah.
No. Let's go back one because for more news about the PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah, we might as well get that one in because it's relevant. A 9-year-old PlayStation 4 video game has skyrocketed in price following the release of the long-anticipated film Deadpool and Wolverine. Never heard of it. Fans wanting to get their hands on the 2015 game Deadpool have paid as much as £116 on eBay, with an unopened copy in top condition selling for £330 last week. It's no longer available for digital download, meaning gamers must seek out the physical copies. Oh, how about that? Who just thunk, eh?
Well, which I'll add, PJCnet in the chat has a physical copy. 450 British pounds is the starting offer. You can find them in our Discord.
Yes, or just super chatters. The renewed love for the game seems to be a direct result of the popularity of the new film, which has made over $444 million on its opening weekend. The game was first launched in 2013 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, but it's the 2015 re-release that's becoming difficult to find without paying high prices. Right. So check through your game box. All the little deep. Just go and have a look. See if you've got a copy because you could be quids in.
Dude, I did that before when the Nintendo DS was first cracked. The 3DS, so that you could play homebrew and all that stuff on it. It was a shitty, crappy game that's memory save was so poorly done that hacked the system. I read tech news every day. I read it first thing that morning. I went to the local game store and bought a copy for like $8 because it's one of the worst games ever made for the 3DS. The person was like, "Why do you want this game?" I said, "Read the news later. You'll figure it out." Later that day, I sold it for $80. I didn't even have a 3DS. I was just smart enough to do it.
Brilliant. Right, we got just under 4 minutes. Bring us another story. I'm not going to drag on this one.
Let's see here. Where am I? I am here. So I'm sure you've heard, but the first delivery of F-16 jet fighters from NATO allies has arrived in Ukraine. As you can see in the picture there, that's no less than Zelensky himself walking past one. He's the shorter dude, you can tell. The deadline for the transfer of the U.S.-made warplanes was the end of this month, and it just made it under the wire, man, like a few days, right? These are people speaking under anonymity, of course. The number of jets, it's not like they got 300 of them or anything, right? That's not quite the case.
Yeah.
But they're there, right? Why won't this website scroll? Thank you very much. It took more than a year to get this to happen, because it was Biden's dropped his opposition to F-16s to go into Ukraine in May of 2023. Right? So that was a long time. Now, Commander McMillan on our Saturday Ukraine show has spoken a few times on the nightmare of logistics and moving things like F-16s around, because you've also got support equipment and so on and so forth, right? There is a debate going, and Commander McMillan is one of those that say this, that the F-16s are not going to be some massive advantage. They just kind of help level the playing field a bit with Russia having air superiority. Yeah, and Ukrainian pilots have traded abroad and in the U.S. But the battlefield since the "oh my God, please give us F-16s" has changed some, and cheap drones and whatnot, and Russia bolstering the air defenses because of these drones and everything have changed the game. And this is one of the reasons why they're saying the F-16s won't be the end-all be-all that we wish they would be. But make no mistake, it's a powerful weapon in war.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely advantage. My only question is, do you think Zelensky got them on a subscription service?
No, because they're not made by BMW or Logitech, right? Yeah. I will say, Vladimir, if you're listening, buddy, if BMW offers to upgrade the seats in the F-16s for you, don't go for the heated seat option. They pay monthly. It's bullshit.
Dear.
Yeah, I told him this on the phone the other day, but I just want to make sure, because
we got a minute left. Let's go to the bed story quickly.
All right.
Because members of the back to the Olympics again. We were talking about this last week about the beds that have been put in. So members of the Canadian women's rugby team have decided to put the strength of the Olympics village's cardboard beds to the test by performing a series of jumps and WWE moves. Not trying to sex.
That's just foreplay while dressed. Look, come on.
Yeah, they've got that sex doll off the beach. Look, the star player Shayla Valencia-Luza shared the video on her TikTok showing the Canada roster testing the bed, even naming the types of jumps they were executing: body slam, flying elbow, cannonball, 69. What's that one? Oh, bum sex. They would try it. They would,
slopping liquor.
I'm just reading this and getting all horny. Ooh. Yeah. So well, we're out. So apparently the beds are sexable. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So if you want to have a good romp on a cardboard bed, you can do it. But make sure you're doing it with a rugby player. That's what I get from it.
Maybe a female rugby player for me. I'm not going for the cauliflower ear blokes.
That's what I meant. But hey, play your own way, fellow babies. We're out of here. Thanks to the team in the credits. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye.
Boom. And a big thanks to the team who do everything for us in the background. I had a few of them over helping to install my new AC machine. Oh, it works so well. We got Annette who runs the teams, PJ CNET running the research team. We got Shayna Caldwell, Crazy Cat, Skits Cratcher, and Super Chat Matt as well. And tomorrow, make sure you're around because it's a doubleheader, everybody. We got the 42 show, and then we got the after show nobody asked for 42 minutes later. See you there.
And thank you, everybody who do super chats, channel memberships, and donations, and all those little financial things that keep the channel ticking over and keeping us moving forward to become better and better. And don't forget to hit the like on the way out. I'm going to do that right now, so you do the same. And don't forget to share us out. Share us out as much as you can, so we get as many people coming to watch these shows and sending us other super chats and donations and stuff. So you don't have to. And we'll see you on tomorrow. So we'll see you there. Let's just say thanks to the Dunk Squad for being here. I love you all.
Remember, fellow babies, the first push is free, but you're paying after. Good night.
Good night. Stay chilly.